So, as I have all these lovely tucks bows that I have to finish from the math 4-part tucks bow / pinch blow technique series I did, I thought to myself how that was going to help everyone. And what I came up with is all the different sort of little fancier centre designs that you can do. Your wraps. So this is a scrunchy one that I do quite often in my bigger bow videos. Like, let me just grab them. There we go. So this is one that I would use on the bigger, chunkier, wider bows like this. It just gives it a little bit of extra interest in the middle. And obviously then you've got the knotted versions, which this is the extra large knot in 1-inch ribbon. And this is its sister version, which is exactly the same knot, but in 9mm ribbon instead of 1-inch ribbon. So like I said, you can see the difference. Like I said, they're very big in the 1-inch compared to that 9mm. Then there's this braided twisty version. And then obviously just your basic wrapping. So what I thought I'd do is we'll put those over there, pile out the way, and obviously I've got my little bits of ribbon here for you. So I thought what I'd do is I'll start with the knots, and when I'm doing my knots I always leave the ribbon on the roll or a bit of length first, because when you're practicing getting your knots in, you do need that little bit of extra length to do your knot. So what I do is you do a loop like so. Let's move these that way. So like this, and then take that from behind, and you pull like so. Let's just do it again for you. So do a loop like this, like half figure 8, and then up. And what you do is you twist that one. So you start with that facing that way, you twist that up and gently pull. Okay, and then you get this flat bottom, which is what goes against your bow. And also if you put a touch of glue here, once it's in, unless somebody really messes around with it, it doesn't knot too much further than that, depending on what look you actually like, because like I said, you can go tighter. Like I said, you can have the more pointed look depending on personal preferences, but that's what you do. So just do it again. Loop through, twist that round gently until you've got your knot. Oh, I've got some green. Now I've just lost the ability to do it in the last 30 seconds, which is typical of me. Ah, there we go, it's almost back. Okay, so another method is to wrap it round your fingers, like so, so the shorter length comes under. Shorter length comes under, and again gently twist it upwards until you get your knot, like so, and then you flat back. So like I said, wrap it around your fingers, round, up, twist that up, hold that one down. Okay, pull until you get the desired knot, and like I said, glue that to your bow. So I've just got these pinned. So all you would do is glue your bit on your bow. Like I said, normally it'd be a wider bow. And you do that. And that is how to do your knot version. And again, the same method works on this. Shorter length round, up, twist that up, so you get the point. Got some silk gold edge here, that'll show you. So shorter length round, under, twist it up, so you get the flat. Round, under, pull it up. Round, under, twist it up. And like I said, play around until you've sort of got the technique that makes the most sense to you. But like I said, you can do, if you've got like, instead of 1-inch ribbon, you've got some 5/8 or 7/8 or 22mm or 18mm ribbon instead. You can play around with your knot sizes on your different size bows and see which one works for you. And like I said, that's how to do it in the 9mm and the 1-inch ribbon. But like I said, play around, see what works best for yourselves. And then this one is one I have scrunched earlier for you. But I'm going to take the turquoise ribbon. And you normally want about 4 to 5 inches on these. Okay. Don't heat seal your edges until you've done it. So this is the look you're looking for, where you've got like this dip down this side and the dip off on the other side. So when you twist it, you get that look. So what you do is you take a piece like this. I might do that a little bit shorter. Like I said, about 4 inches normally works, 5 for some of the bulkier bows. And what you do is you make an S shape one way. And what I often do is I will clip that side and make sure I've done my S shape the opposite way, because you always want to go the opposite direction. Yep, so that works. Once you're happy that they're both, you've done one S this way and one S that way, you can take your lighter, heat seal your end and pinch so that's sealed shut, and then repeat your other end, heat seal in that blue bit of the flame, pinch, watch your fingers, and like I said, that's the look you get. And what you do with these is you put the flat back against the centre of the bow like so, twist it round so you get the scrunch look, and then you want the other flat side meet in the middle. Obviously, as you can see, that's too much for this particular bow, but if it was on a wider bow, yeah, I'll show you. Here's one I made earlier, Blue Peter in it, look. Probably shouldn't say that for copywriting or whatever it is, but there we go. So one flat side down against the bow, twist it, and then twist that one so that both those are flat against the bow, and then like I said, you get that scrunchy effect, which like I said just gives the bow just a slightly more interesting look. And then obviously everyone knows how to do a basic just wrap around your bow, so literally just take your ribbon and wrap round, no fanciness or anything like that. But if you wanted to do this version, which is the twisted braid, I tend to take two similar colours. There we go. So like a peach and an earthy tone, and you overlap them so they're lapped together. That's why you don't use the orange bit of the flame. Cut that off. Let's try again. That's better. So what you want is you want to melt them enough that they stay together, and then what you can do is take a touch of glue here, do you like my cute little glue spiral from the fact that this is the first time I've used my glue gun today? Glue that to the back of your bow, and then what you do is you twist, not quite a braid, but just like a tight, like twisting of the ribbon, round and round until you meet. Obviously cut that off, excess off, because obviously I can't wrap twice round on these ones. Pinch those together as well so they're sealed, and then you glue that, and obviously this is the effect. You get, like I said, a cute little twisty braid. And again, if you've got some slightly wider ribbon, if you've got 10mm or like 15mm, maybe 18, you can do it on that and have like a slightly chunkier version, or you don't do it as tight, as that one's quite tight, that one's a little looser, and you can play around with the looks of them as well. I also have a selection of these like mesh chains, and you can pick these up from Hobbycraft and places like that, and sort of any sort of crafting kind of areas, normally in card making sections from what I've seen, and like, you know, like scrapbooking areas. So if you have a look in there, you get like these ones. I've got a bunch of different I've got some heart shaped ones as well. There we go. Got my little trim drawer look. So I've got these, I've got some heart ones, and like I said, they're exactly 9mm wide. I've got some gold versions, more hearts, some red chains. I have got individual silver chains, and you can literally take these, and what you do is glue from there, the back, or wrap your middle, do it on this one. So wrap your centre as normal, glue your chain to the back from there, and then you can play around. You can do 2 or 3, or if you had a chunkier version you could do 4, etc. And you can play around with that. Like I said, with these ones, like I said, decide whether or not you want the dots in the middle or your squares. Use your glue. Like I said, I normally use the E6000 or any sort of extra strength, like the Gorilla Glue does a nice super glue. I've got that with the yellow top lip. It's got like a little brush in it, which is good for even placement. So like I said, you can do them. Like I said, you can do the heart chains. Like I said, you can cut these trims down. Like I said, cut down the amount or width that you want. Like I said, you normally want about 4 or 5 inches, normally. Like I said, glue that round, or you 2, depending on the looks that you prefer. Like I said, you've got your gold. And like I said, you can get tons of these. Like I said, I picked these up from all over. These ones were from the range in their pound section. They have like a little ribbon section at the back of their... It's like, they have like a crafting section, normally towards the back of the stores. And it's sort of around there, they have like a little shelf of ribbon. And they do little things like this. And I've picked up like little Christmassy ribbons and things like that before. So like I said, you get little things like this. And again, in their card section, they have tons of these and like little embellishment gems and miniature tiny cheer bows and things like that you can use for like adding little bits to your bows. So like I said, these are useful little things to have if you like fancy centres. So hopefully you picked up some tips, and like I said, you now know how to do your knotted centres and your scrunch centres and a few other bits and pieces that you might have seen but haven't been able to try yet. If you need any more help or advice, my group and Facebook page are linked below, and thanks for watching. Bye!